Hi everyone, Cheryl here from Asthma Waikato. Today I'm going to be talking about device age appropriateness. We've got this type of device, which is an ellipter, acuhalers, turbuhalers, and obviously we've got the good old puffer. Which one for which age group? When we start off on inhalers for little kids, we always go to the puffer and spacer. It's just easy to use. Give it a good shake, 1 puff, 6 breaths through the spacer. Really easy for kids to use. When they get a little bit older, around about age 8, we might look at changing them onto a different type of device, and often we'll go to an acuhaler. If they're on Flexitide, for example, and they're finding the spacer thing a bit of a bind, then we can go onto an acuhaler. These require quite a big breath in when you use these, and there's a bit of routine to follow to use it correctly. So you do need to have device technique checked before you can be given one of these. All dry powder inhalers, which is what these ones are, where there's a little capsule or a little reservoir of powder, depending on which one, and then you inhale, you suck that powder down into your lungs. They all have a dairy carrier. So if your child is anaphylactic to dairy or severely allergic, we wouldn't recommend dry powder inhalers. So these ones are dry powder as well. So around age 8 we may look at changing onto an acuhaler or a turbuhaler. This one, Bricanol, is a alternative reliever, so it does the same job as your good old Respigen or Ventolin, but it's a dry powder, so you don't need a spacer. You can just use it as is. But this one requires a really big inhalation and good technique as well, so we need to check that. This device here, this would be a 12+ medication. If you've got a little person in your midst who is currently on a turbuhaler, one of these type of inhalers, or one of these ones, and struggling, or they are not well despite being given the medicine twice a day every day, then I would suggest that their technique needs a bit of refining, a bit of a review, and maybe we need to go back to the puffer and the spacer. So although the options are there, if you can't use the device, you're wasting your time, you're not going to be well. Conversely, if you are on a puffer and a spacer and you hate the puffer and the spacer, then we can switch you onto one of these other types of devices that don't need a spacer. So the options are there, but you do need to have your technique checked to make sure you're okay with it. Talk to us, we can make sure it's all good for you. Okay, bye.